Yo, what's up? Sorry for the late video. This was supposed to go up a couple of weeks ago, but I was in New York City, just walking around, doing some touristy shit, and going to some concerts. I had a great time, it was amazing, but as soon as I got home, I got COVID, so I had to quarantine. I'm feeling much better now, and I can finally record again, so please enjoy the video. Today, let's make a track like Amine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Adam Amine Daniel, or simply known as Amine, is a rapper, producer, and director hailing from Portland, Oregon. Known for being an interesting creative with many hit songs and very colorful and charming music videos. Amine grew up in the Woodlawn area of Portland as a first-generation American to Ethiopian parents. He always took a liking to music, and his parents would buy him albums from artists like Michael Jackson, Outkast, and Kanye West. When he was in high school, he helped out with his school's radio show, and just for fun, him and his friends would even make diss tracks about the neighboring schools. This was around the time that he started taking an interest in music making. He ended up going to college to study marketing and even interned at Complex magazine. But while he was in college, he met his longtime collaborator and producer, Praxi, and they would just cook up in an empty studio room that was never locked at their school. By 2014, Amine had dropped multiple albums and EPs, like Odyssey to Me and En Vogue, getting the attention of Kaytranada, who would send Amine beats that would later be used on his 2015 mixtape Calling Brio. At this time, Amine was still a pretty low-key artist, but things would soon change with the release of Caroline. This song was the summer anthem of 2016. It was a chill party track with a carefree video of just him and his friends having fun. Caroline would become a mega hit in his career, going 3 times platinum and landing him a record partnership with Republic Records. By 2017, he was part of the XXL freshman list of that year and released his debut album, Good For You. Within recent years, he's kept up with the new releases and dropped 1.5 in 2018, his critically acclaimed sophomore album Limbo in 2020, and 2.5 in late 2021. And he has the same homies in all of his videos. Amine has been able to show time and time again that he's truly a star in hip-hop, not just with rapping, but also producing and directing. A true creative on all fronts. And his fashion sense is highly underrated. Amine uses a lot of different sounds and melodies that sets him apart from a lot of his hip-hop contemporaries. He likes to use these plucky melodies, soft synths, and even a few nice flute sounds. His music always has this whimsical, cute, and bubbly vibe to it. And if you're looking at his newest project, 2.5, it's very Y2K inspired, so we gotta bring in those chill R&B styled synths. For my track, I'm starting it off with a synth I made in 3X Oscillator. It's very simple. It's a sine wave and a saw wave with the portamento slide up to about here. I also added this bandpass EQ, vintage chorus, reverb, and stereo shaper. Next, I'm adding this plucky melody with flex, and I'm playing this simple arpeggio. To enhance the sound some more, I'm using stereo shaper and some delay with Comeback Kid. To finish up the melodies, I added this flute preset from Synth 1 and played this melody. I love how good this turned out, and all of the chords and melodies are super simple. And it just goes to show that you can do a lot when you understand the basics of chords and scales. And if you want to practice that, you can always use Melodies.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Melodies is a desktop app that helps you build your skills with your MIDI keyboard, pad controller, or even electronic drum kit. With over 1,500 lessons and exercises, Melodies covers every aspect of learning the piano, from learning the notes and finger placements to practicing scales and hand coordination. And all of the courses are organized so you can improve exactly where you want to. Melodies keeps track of your accuracy and timing while you play and gives feedback on what you need to work on. It makes learning the piano pretty fun and intuitive. And the courses are also designed with different genres in mind, so if you want to practice hip-hop, electronic, or even jazz, Melodies has you covered. And all of the knowledge you gain from Melodies can be used outside of the app, like working on your own music, jamming out in a studio session, or even performing live. And right now, Melodies is doing a giveaway. If you sign up with Melodies using my link in the description and enter my promo code, you'll be entered into a draw to win $1,000 along with a huge discount on Melodies subscriptions. If you want to enter, there's a link in the description. It's free to download. Amine's drums perfectly complement the melodies by using those familiar trap sounds. He'll use a mix of steady trap hi-hats and even some crispy claps and snares. Now, one thing that Amine does in his songs is that he'll switch up the drum rhythms to keep the song interesting. For example, songs like Charmander experiment with using two-step style drum patterns, and then switching them to the halftime trap drum pattern. And you can't forget the kick. The bass, however, is a lot more simple. It's just one pattern following the chords. So when I was working on the song, I wanted to add a bridge, and I wanted to use a different bass sound for that. So I'm going to use Ultra Analog Session and play this cool analog bass pattern. I added a low pass EQ and a stereo shaper to it. Amine's lyrics show him as a chill and fun, but also confident individual. He's got a very laid-back delivery and a very nice voice, so everything he says sounds pretty cool. He also talks about his relationships with the ladies and also just being a romantic. But hey, when you look as good as him, of course you're gonna be with a few chicks. He wears his influences on his sleeve, often referencing early 2000s hip-hop and R&B songs, like his interpolation of Sorry Miss Jackson on Calling Brio, and just having an entire song called Spice Girl. Amine also likes to rep the 503, which is the area code for Portland. Fun fact, if you reverse those numbers, it's the area code for Miami.
Mr. 305, Mr. Worldwide.
Fellow Floridian here, how you doing? Even though his lyrics seem pretty tame and fun, they do have a tinge of sadness to them, just like a sprinkle of depression. Amine likes to use a mix of auto-tuned melodic vocals and wailing falsetto high notes mixed with his deep-toned rap vocals. It's a really interesting mix of high and low energy vocal performances. It was pretty fun for me to record because I've never actually switched between auto-tuned vocals and non-auto-tuned vocals in the same song before, so this was pretty cool. Real talk, I am a huge fan of Amine. I think that he's got a very creative sound and his videos always match his unique spin on hip-hop. His DIY approach really makes you feel like anything is possible. And I love his focus on presentation and how each album has not just its own feel, but its own color to it as well. It could have been very easy for Amine to get lumped in with the phrase one-hit wonder, but I think he's just too talented to let that happen. He's shown that he can make catchy songs with every album and even collab with superstars and underground rappers. I actually got to see him perform live a few years ago and it was fantastic. But while he was performing, there was this one line of text on the screen that really got my attention. Dreams are easy to achieve, believing is the hard part.
I've been down bad, hoping it don't last. When I spend a bag and making it back fast, I say I've been down bad, hoping it don't last. When I spend a bag and making it back fast. I'm down, when it don't last. I'm down, when it don't last. I say I'm down, when it don't last. When making it back fast. I would like to keep in touch, but I would rather keep my space. I'm no captain, save a hoe, cause I be up and away. I got my ups, I got my downs, but when I'm down, I'm feeling great. Push my feelings to the side and then I lie and say I'm straight. I might turn up in Milan, you niggas is bombs. Cola with some rum, out in Phoenix like the Suns. I don't want no scrubs because I want some TLC. I be coast to coast from 305 to 503.
I got the clock going crazy. I don't remember, baby. I got the clock going crazy. I don't remember, baby.
I've been down bad, hoping it don't last. When I spend a bag and making it back fast, I say I've been down bad, hoping it don't last. When I spend a bag and making it back fast. I'm down, when it
My next how-to was supposed to be about Amine, but I didn't like how it was coming out, so I scrapped the whole project.